viewers, very good afternoon. Welcome back to yet another interesting episode of Manju's Testimony. Today I'm going to talk about OET writing. I haven't done any videos about OET writing except a video for OET writing criteria. So today this video is exclusively for OET writing. I'm gonna tell you 10 important things that you can keep in mind while you are practicing OET writing. So let's go to the video without any gap. Hope you guys would not skip any part of the video. Please watch the video till the end, okay? The first and foremost important thing is to know about writing criteria. We have 6 important criteria in OET writing: content, purpose, conciseness and clarity, genre and style, organization and layout, and the final one is language. If you don't know the criteria, I have done a detailed video about OET writing criteria. Please go and watch that video. Okay, always make sure that your letters are always being corrected based on this criteria. Ask your tutors how much point you scored under purpose, how much point you got under organization and layout, how much point you got under each criteria. So make sure that your letters are always corrected based on these criteria. Okay. Second point is to explore yourself with a wide variety of letters. We have seen so many letters in OET writing, right? For example, letters to a community health nurse, letter to a doctor, letter to a physiotherapist. There are so many letters in OET writing. So explore yourself with all these letters, the letter format, the letter structure. Then you can understand how to organize a letter for a particular content. So the second important thing is to explore yourself with a wide variety of letters. I have one point to add, that don't spend too much time on letters which not usually come to the exam. For example, the letter written by a school health nurse to a parent. It is not usually seen in OET writing. So you can do this letter, you can practice these letters, but don't spend too much time these unusual letters. Okay, always spend your time to the letters which are usually expected in OET writing. So please make sure that you invest your time on right practice. Third point is letter format. OET letter is considered as an official letter, so it should have an ideal format. When you write the letter, make sure that you follow the same format of the letter. We know that there is a special format for OET letter. It's not only for OET letter, it is for every letters, every formal letters. So when you write this letter, you should make sure that you follow the correct order from the starting and end with the correct ending. We usually start the letter with the to whom the letter is written and who is the one writing and the address, then the punctuation. I'm not talking in the correct order. So all these details, all these fine details should be taken care, and even the you don't miss any comma, punctuation, salutation, and at the last there will be yours sincerely, yours faithfully, as per the order. So please make sure that you follow the same format. By heart it's okay. By heart the same format and use this format while you are practicing. Please don't think yourself that you are okay, you won't make any mistakes here, so it's okay to skip while you are practicing just to write the body paragraph and get it be corrected. Don't think like that. It is very important. If you give certain importance to these fine details while you are practicing, definitely you will come up with any errors during the exam. So please make sure that you give prime importance to these structures along with your body paragraph. Okay, so make sure that you follow the correct pattern and correct structure of letter format. Fourth point is frequency of practice. How are we going to practice OET writing? Is that practical to write OET letters all the time? It's not that much easy like listening and reading, right? For reading part A and listening part A, it's quite easy to find out 15 or 20 minutes to practice every day, maybe 3 or 4 times, that's fine. But for OET writing, it's quite difficult to find out 45 minutes without any distractions, specifically if you have kids or if you are working. So ideally, I would recommend you to practice at least one letter a day, okay? Try to write at least one letter a day. This is very important. So please don't make yourself skip from letter writing any of the day, at least to write one letter every day. So please make sure that you follow this practicing pattern. The fifth point is, it is very important point specifically for OET writing. Okay, please make sure that your letters are being corrected by the best best expertise person. Always give your letter to a language expertise than a person who just pass out OET exam with B grade. This is because OET letter is something which is very formal, and it is written in a way that what we think it should be. It should be written in your own unique format. There will be a structure, there is a format, but the content is originated from your own mind. You are the one organizing the letter, you are the one preparing the content, omitting the irrelevant materials, taking the relevant things and writing the letter, right? So if you're gonna give your letter to a person who just passed out the OET exam with the B grade, they already have a structure in their mind what they have studied from their institution, so they will evaluate your letter based on their knowledge. Okay, they are not language expertise. But if you are going to correct your letter with a person who is an expert, who is a language expert, whatever format you are following, whatever structure you are following, that doesn't matter, because they have in-depth knowledge in the language, not in OET. They can correct you whatever mistake that you have done. Their correction is not based on a particular structure. Okay, at the same time, they can give you some clarification about the organization layout, then the structure, coherency, then connections, everything is okay. But this is the important thing, that you have to make sure that your letter is always corrected by a language expertise, specifically for OET writing. Please don't let your letter corrected by a person who just passed out from OET with B grade. It's okay if you feel that this person is expertise, but when you give your first letter for this person to correct, from the first moment itself, just make sure that this person is an expert or not. You can easily understand whether this person is expert or not. Just ask some doubts. Even if you don't have any doubt, just ask them some doubts about the grammatical range of your sentences. So that time you can understand whether this person is really an expert. Okay. The next point is using connectives. Try to learn some connectives that you can effectively use in the OET letter. For example, even though, however, then consequently, in addition, additionally. So all these connective words will help to improve the coherency of your letters. Okay, so make sure that you have a bunch of such type of connective words and try to use in your OET letter. Having said that, please don't try to create any sentences purposely to use these connective words. Let it be natural. Okay, it should be used as per the content, not purposely to input these connectives to your letter. Okay, so please learn some connectives, effective connectives that you can probably use in your letters. At the same time, you have to be aware about some of the connectives that are not preferably advisable to use in OET. For example, moreover, though, but these words are considered as unofficial and it is not advisable to use in OET letter. So that's about connective words. That is very important. Okay. The next point is time. As we all know, OET letter has 45 minutes. The time is 45 minutes. First 5 minutes is for reading the case note and the next 40 minutes is for writing. Please use the first 5 minutes reading time wisely. What you have to do is to read the notes clearly and create a model, a structure, a plan in your mind while you are reading. So it will definitely help you to write effectively when you write the letter. I would recommend you to take 3 more minutes from the writing time and again read the case note clearly, plan some sentences, use or prepare some connectives from your memory that are best matching with the context, and plan a complete model of the letter in your mind. Okay, after that you can start writing. Once you start writing, just write ahead without a pause in between. If you think that you can have a pause in between the writing and think about what next, trust me guys, you will lose the time. Okay, because 45 minutes is really needed to complete your letter and the last 5 minutes we need for proofreading. It is really important. So make sure that you use the 5 minutes time effectively to plan your letter. And if you want, as I advised, you take 3 more minutes from the writing time and read the letter carefully again and plan a structure, a complete structure in your mind, a sentences, connectives, everything should be planned during this 8 minutes time. 5 plus 3, 8 minutes that you can use. It's okay, fine. It's up to us whether we can read few more minutes in the writing time, right? So I did like that. I clearly read the letter, planned my letter, then I started writing. Once I started writing, I just write it ahead. Okay, I did not stop in between and think. It's okay, fine to stop sometimes in between and think about your sentence or structure or how to write, but don't take too much time to think. If you did not model at the beginning, you should have a pause in between to think about the next sentences, right? So please make sure that you use this 5 minutes time very wisely. I have one more point to add. This in the real exam scenario, I mean in the real exam room, there is a clock. But the timer has been set in a way that the timer has been set in a way that it start from our listening exam. Okay, so the timer is running continuously since the listening exam. So when it comes to writing, the timer may not be timer is not in a fixed time like 11 or 11:30 or 11:15. So it may be at 11:10, 11:15, 11:17, 11:12, like that. So when they give this 5 minutes reading time, they will inform us, okay, this is the 5 minutes reading time. After completing the 5 minutes also, they will let you know that you completed the 5 minutes reading time. Now you can start the writing. But when you start the writing, just make sure that at what time the clock is right now. Okay, so try to calculate 40 minutes from the time of the clock, and please keep in mind that when you should finish your letter, what time the letter gonna be finished. So this is very important, because when we practice, we set like maybe we know what time we set and when it will end. But in the real exam, we don't have any watch or clock. They just have a timer. It is in the wall, and we don't have anything to notify us. So it is very important to check the time when you start the writing, and please keep in mind at what time you are expected to finish your letter. Okay, so it is very important, guys. You have to be conscious about the clock in the exam room, even though they would announce in between, like when you complete 30 minutes, when there will be last 10 minutes remaining. Okay, so please calculate the time in your mind when you're gonna expected to finish your letter. The next point is spelling errors. A single spelling error will make your letter in C plus or C. To improve your spelling while you are practicing, I would say you have to take care of spelling of commonly using words. For example, cigarettes, memory, reluctant, even though. So for extraordinary words, we usually take care of the spelling. We usually notice the spelling. But for commonly using words, we won't that much take care of the spelling. We may think that we won't make any errors there. But literally, we make errors in commonly using words. So please make sure that you use the correct spelling, and then the spacing words. For example, into, even though. Into is a one word, and even though is a 2-word sentence, right? And up to is a 1-word sentence. So all these things should be taken care while you are writing your OET letter, because one spelling mistake in the OET letter is more than enough to lose your B grade. So spelling is paramount in OET letter writing. Next point is tense. In OET letter, you don't have to worry too much about your tense. Tense is important, but like IELTS, your letter is not that much assessed in depth into the grammar, because we are not using all type of grammars in OET letter. Some grammars usually come with the OET letters. You can customize your grammar learning for OET letter. For example, in OET letter, we commonly see simple present tense to express the present condition of the patient or the habit of a patient, and a present perfect tense usually comes in OET to express a patient condition which started in the past and still going on, and sometimes present perfect continues to express something has been started in the past and is still getting. For example, the patient has been getting physiotherapy for the last 2 weeks. Okay, and future tends to express or express the further action required for this patient. So some of the grammars are not being used in OET letter. So you can, as I told you before, you can customize the grammar learning specifically for OET letter. But if you want to learn the grammar in depth, that is very fine. And if you have time, it's always advisable to learn the grammar in depth, and it will definitely pay off, and you can improve not only your OET letter but also your general English as well. Okay, but if you don't have that much time, invest your time to catch relevant grammar that is useful in OET writing. Okay, that's about grammar. The next point is proofreading. The last 5 minutes in the 40 minutes writing time should be earmarked for proofreading. It is very essential to proofread your letter to find out any spelling mistake, gender interchange, punctuations, etc. Okay, so please don't forget to proofread your letter, and while practicing your letter writing, also try to fix the last 5 minutes for proofreading. So then you can easily get this 5 minutes available in the real exam also. Okay, the last point is structure. Always follow the same structure for your letter. There are so many structures have been taught in different academies, but if you're following a particular structure, follow it always. Okay, don't mix up your letters with the different structures. If you gonna mix so many structures in your letter gonna be a mix up, so it won't look good. Okay, so make sure that you are following a structure and try to follow the same structure for the exam as well. I have one more point to add this. When you give your letter for correction, please make sure that your trainer or the tutor is not going to correct the unique nature of your letter. Everybody has a unique style of writing the letter, right? So your trainer is expected to correct your mistakes in the letter, your grammatical mistakes, your organization and layout, but there is a uniqueness of your letter, so that wouldn't be corrected. This is because in the real exam setting, we won't have anybody to correct us. We are the only one sitting there. We have a letter and we have to formulate the letter with our own ideas. So while you're practicing, always make sure that your letter is evaluated or corrected the mistakes only, not the style. If you feel that your trainer is correcting the total style or unique nature of your letter, understand that he or she doesn't have any in-depth knowledge in the language. They may be just passed from the OET exam with a B grade. That is the only qualification they have. Always make sure that you choose a person who has in-depth knowledge in the language. They won't change the style of your letter. They won't change the unique nature of your letter. They will correct your mistakes only. Okay, so choose a language expertise to correct your letter. One right correction is 100% powerful than 1,000 wrong corrections. So guys, that's about today's video. Hope you guys enjoyed the video, and I expect you would pick up some points from my video in your future practices. Thank you.